going into 30, things you think you like, you're just accepting, really. You could think you like something, you're just accepting it because that's the only thing you've had.
Or the only thing you know. You know, like, oh, my God. Like, my chest tightens up when I think about my nieces and nephews and your children and, like, the things they're going to encounter and the things people are going to say to them, you know, definitely are going to say to them, the things they are 100% going to go through. Yeah. Like, it's just, and you
can't shelter your children from things.
That's
certain
true.
things you can't, like, we live in the day and age where everything is at your fingertips. So where you have to sneak somebody DVD to watch porn, you can just go on.
I would sneak DVDs to watch porn.
You know something? And that was an unhealthy habit I also had. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It was like the big fat
elephant
box thing, and it had the DVD.
Oh, we ain't had it.
Yeah. You know what?
No, we
it was a DVD case. It was like a big fat DVD case, like the size of.
Camille right now, if she wasn't dark skinned, she would flush right now.
Who?
My mama. Okay. I had, the dial-up internet. I remember, like, when pop-ups first came out, and like it popped up, and I was like, but it was my first interaction with it, and I remember her being mortified by that. And you know how it's crazy because my 9-year-old is talking about what is an organism. First of all, son, it's an orgasm. Second of all, I could have never had this conversation with my mom simply because, one, we were her guinea pigs. We were the older two. Yeah. But I remember having that unhealthy attachment to porn. No, I'm not even holding you up. Like it was like interesting to me. You know what I mean? But it warps your brain. And it carried on into my adulthood. And it wasn't like an everyday thing. It wasn't an every year thing, but it was there. Until it almost became a dependency in a sense.
What?
Porn.
Yeah.
And it was like, if I saw it, it would make me flinch. You know what I mean? And so I had to go to someone to be accountable to that. Yeah. And again, that's something I learned.
That's kind of like me in the drinking. I needed someone to hold me accountable and call me out on it.
And it was actually somebody who prayed for me, like, look, that's not healthy to just be, it warps your brain.
It does.
So when my son did that, and I realized that he has a cell phone, all you got to do is type it in. You know what I mean? And it's at your fingertips. So you can't, you can only monitor so much.
That's true. And you're not really making this case for children any stronger for me. I want them, but my God, like
I'm telling you, it's just,
have I aged out of it? Like,
no, you ain't aged. No, I honestly feel like it's a generational thing sexually, because it's literally a generational thing. If you see girls who have babies young, their mama probably had a baby young. See boys that are hoes, their daddy probably a hoe. It's a generational thing.
Yeah.
But things that changed for me in my 30s, to wrap this up.
Okay.
I learned so much. I learned about sexuality. I learned about unhealthy sex habits. I learned, and all this stuff people try to use against me, but I'm telling you my own shit. So, unhealthy sexual habits, dating. I've been through an abusive relationship. I've been cheated on. I've been through it all. I've been abused. I've had children young. I've had temper problems. Everything that people say, oh, you can't relate to me because you're different. I'm not that different than you. But I do know that one thing I can say was the accountability that I have over myself now outweighs anything that I could ever be embarrassed about. Because if I don't tell you what I went through, kids don't have transparency now. People are like, you don't understand. You're going to understand once you hear what I got to say. Because I don't hold any punches with any child I come in contact with now. And that's even my son. First of all, son, it's an orgasm. Second of all, porn is unhealthy.
He's learning. Yeah.
Why it's unhealthy? Because you think differently of the person you are going to lay down with. When that time comes, you're going to think very differently of them because you're expecting something from them that they cannot give you.
Right.
You know, because porn gives you a unrealistic expectation of what sex is.
It 100% does.
It gives you an unreal, like, that's just what it is. So I had that conversation with him, and I realized my calmness with him is something I didn't have. Like, that's kind of like what it was. But I had the 9-year-old sex talk with him.
That's good, though.
I had a comfortable conversation with him.
That's good.
And because I've grown, he's growing.
Exactly.
Because he can come to me about something that bothers him.
And how much better is it to have your parents sit in front of you and have a conversation about sex and about your body? And as awkward as it is, I would have loved that as a child. My mom,
we have
absolutely not.
Parents, though.
She went to Barnes and Nobles, found a book,
All
and
About
it was
Me.
on my bed.
Yep, all
when
about
I
me.
got home.
It was
all about me. Maybe here's how you insert a tampon. That thing, it was like the whole manuscript right there, like manual on it. Like no one sat down with me and had a conversation with me about sex or whatever. It was just kind of like, I got home and there was a book on my bed and I guess I read it and and I read it.
I learned the proper way of what people, what we tell children about sex is about a mommy and a daddy who love each other. They lay down, they have sex, and they make a baby. That's what I learned.
Okay.
But in conclusion to my 30s, I've learned to be open with my children. I've learned what I don't like about parenting. I learned what I don't like about myself, what I do like about myself, what I do like in a relationship, what I don't, what I will accept, what I won't accept. And I can honestly say I am the happiest, no matter what's going on in the background. I am the happiest I have ever been in my life. And truthfully, nothing has really changed in any other situation. I've changed. I guess, that's what I just feel.
That's what you have to do. Definitely. I will say in conclusion, your 20s to my almost 31, is that stay true to yourself, as my horrible tattoo says on my leg. Stay true to yourself.
It was long.
It's really awful. It's so bad. I try to cover it up as much as I can, but it's stay true to yourself. Bird on my back.
Woo!
I was there with you.
What is it?
I was with you for the bird.
What is it? I'm like, it's a bird. Really? You was like, do you even like animals?
Yeah, exactly. I would say, be true to yourself. As cliche as it may sound, know what you will accept, what you won't accept. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fuck up. It's okay to get out of an abusive relationship. It's okay to put yourself first. I feel like in your 20s, especially as you venture onto your later 20s, there's a lot of pressure on women to think about children and to think about marriage, and it's okay to put it off. It's okay to not to feel like you have to fill some domestic role, and your 20s or your early 30s isn't okay without it. You know what I mean? It's okay to be a single woman. It's okay to not have children and to not be married. And I think that's not put out there enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's put out there that women should go after what you want. Women can have it all. But when they say have it all, they include children in that, and marriage in that. And it doesn't have to be that way. I feel like when you hit 30, there's a lot of questions around when you plan on having children. They'll ask you that before they ask your brother. You know what I mean? So it's like,
he on child number 7.
But we won't go there. It's like you have to really figure out what you want. I will say that. That's one thing I learned from my 20s, is to be completely solely about you and no one else. You know what I mean? Like, only about you. It's okay to be extremely selfish during that time. Hell, even into your 30s. Be selfish. Make sure you do what you want to do. And then you can think about everything else that comes along with it. Or, like you said, including someone else. But I'm content, and I'm happy, and I'm getting there. I'm trying to accept 30 as I'm approaching 31. So
I don't think you're going to accept it until you like it.
We'll see.
This was fun.
It was fun. I like this. I want to do more of it.
Drinks and tea, yeah. But Chrissy, say. Drinks and tea with Chrissy, yeah.